Well, as you can see, we're here to talk a little bit about wading at the Parts View workbench, and you know what, Dave? Let's just throw it on down.
I got a lot of crap here. So first off, we're going to start with a rod and reel setup. You want something with a high retrieve because you're going to be making long casts, and you want to get it back fast. This is a numbers game. You know, you're going to be wanting to cover ground, not only with your lures but with your feet. So when you're out there wading, you want to cover ground. You want to use things that you can, maybe a walk the dog instead of a chugger, because it can come back faster. And this is the kind of thing that you want right here. You want something that's medium fast, because if it's too heavy, if you're just thinking, oh, I just need a real thick, stiff rod to catch a big redfish, you can't make those long casts over and over again. Just the medium fast tip allows it to load up and helps you make a cast. Right. You know, it's a 1/4 ounce or, you know, even more. You know, you need that tip to bend and help you make those long casts. It doesn't matter how long it is. You know, if you get an 8-footer and it's too stiff, you're going to be fighting it, casting it when you're out there. And it's very important to make those long casts, again, because you're not high above the water. You're casting at water level pretty much. Right. So you want your rod to help you as much as possible when you're wade fishing. Not only that, I got, you know, a 9-pound braid on here, and I've got a really long fluorocarbon leader. You notice that my leader is almost as long as the rod. Right. And I do that because during the day, if I'm out there and I need to cut the leader off several times, I can shorten this leader up, and I don't have to retie to the main line. Right. Because I can, you know, chew all this up. I also have a clip on here. I have a bait clip. So instead of having to retie, if I'm going from a topwater plug to a spoon to whatever, instead of having to retie every time, if I use one of those little clips, I can clip that thing on there really fast. Right. And I don't have to spend, you know, because it's hard to hold the rod and tie stuff on. So much easier when you have that little clip.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, and use that 15 to 20 pound braid. Right. It casts a long way. And that's what we know. That little gulp dragon tail, if we're not using topwater lures, you got the proven smell of the gulp. It works great on a jig head. It imitates both a shrimp and or a small bait fish, which is what these fish are eating on the flats. Right. So it's a perfect for that. And also, you know, you got a paddle tail again. When you're out there you're trying to cover ground again.
The bass assassin.
Yeah. So you just want to throw that out there and just reel it back to you, kind of like you would a spoon. The good thing about this is you can put it on a weighted jig head, and it becomes weedless for you. Which helps if you're fishing in grass and whatnot. Right. Because if you don't, you know, if you put that on just a regular jig head and you've got any kind of grass, you're going to be getting hung up all the time.
Right. You can rig it weedless.
You're going to want a pair of good boots. Mm-hmm. You know, these have a zipper on the side, which is always great. If you have a nice side zipper, you can get these boots on and off a lot easier if there's no zipper at all. I like to use tennis shoes when I'm wading. Right. High top tennis shoes. You can't use low tops if you're going to be fishing in any kind of sand or mud that's going to suck over the top of those high tops. If it comes over the top of the high top, the odds are you're going to leave that shoe there. Next we have, you know, they got really cool stuff now to carry all your gear with. Before, when I started, we had this kind of thing. You know, we had one of these pro belts, which was kind of like a fanny pack, but this ended up getting all your stuff in the water anyway. So this is the new kind. This is the Texas Best wading vest, and this guy has made the vest so that all your stuff, your little box and your reels, you can put 2 rod and reels in here, stays up high on the top of your back. So it's not waist level or below and getting in the water, which is
and then
very important.
With it being up here by your shoulders, you can just reach back
and grab your box.
Your tackle box.
Yeah.
Put your rod in the rod holder. You got your line hanging down. I love this. Way to go. This is pretty smart stuff here.
Yeah, Texas Best wading vest. They make really cool stuff. And if you don't want to get all that fancy, you know, you can just go ahead and get you a 30-liter waterproof bag, put your waterproof boxes in it. Now they come with nice straps, so you can just put it over your shoulder. And again, you're just wearing it on your back instead of on your waist, which gets everything wet.
All right, good job. We got to clean up the we wiped out Castaway's coffee display. Holy cow.